Hey, Schlarb,
What?
you're beautiful.
Whatever.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. So, Schlarb and I are back together for another vinyl community back and forth with a juxtaposition of some hardcore and the aggro bro stuff, gently countered with a theme I've chosen. So, anyways, what's the spin? We were just looking up. This is their third album? Fourth album, Converge. Anyways, recent score at Ye Old Pharmacy.
And I just love how you've decided to get into this, because this isn't really a genre you've never really been that much into.
I'm into everything.
I know you are.
And see, the thing is, when we have conversations at work, which are fleeting and passing, if I talk about something that's immediately not your full blown scene, then conversation over.
But I feel like, I mean, I've done this to you. You've gotten into this. And I'm going to take full responsibility.
Okay, so then I'll just give you the credit, and then you feel important, and I think you should feel important because you're important to me. All right, so hey, so we're playing a little hardcore. We're playing some Converge. What do you want me to play some fucking Earth Crisis, bro?
I mean, yeah, Earth Crisis is a little too vegan.
You want me to go
little too vegan for me.
You want me just like kill drug dealers and like save the lambs?
We'll get to that eventually. I have a lot of.
You ever listen to Earthless?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I never have because I don't listen to this music at all. How would I even know what that band is?
Yeah, but I definitely told you about Converge.
Okay, yeah, right on. I'll give you credit.
Yeah.
I'll give you freaking credit. But all right. So since we're already talking, I guess I'll kick it off. You kicked it off last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I showed some Converge. We're listening to a little hardcore.
Don't we have a beer though?
Oh, we totally, dude. Schlarb, you're on it today. Okay. Oh, first things first. Before we even get to the beer, I got a special treat. You know what? Let's start with the beer first. I'm gonna put you to work, bro. Can you grab a bottle opener? There's the golden, and then there's a green.
Actually, I think I have one on.
You have one on you. This dude is. Look at this dude, ready to go, man. Nice. So
you can keep it in your pocket. It's fantastic.
So we're drinking a little German Julius Ector. How'd you pronounce that?
Ector, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it's a dark white beer, if I'm not mistaken.
We're both German people, so
yeah,
it only makes sense.
I'm predominantly German Italian. You see, I got you a fancy fuck German glass too and everything, bro. Yeah. And then you know what, Schlarb?
But you know what you say when you cheers a beer, right? In German?
Gesundheit.
No. We're about to find out. So I have 3 children, and 2 of them are old enough that they can speak. But whenever we do dinner, we say our little prayer, and then we cheers. So in German is Prost.
Oh, yeah, I totally knew that. Yeah,
Prost.
yeah. Exactly what my grandma and dad said for years and years, so why didn't I know that?
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Maybe it's because I relate more to my inner Italian.
There it is.
But, so, my theme, to keep it fun, we're doing a little Kool in the Gang. And I guess I'll start with the Kool in the Gang that matters. Because there was a de-evolution in Kool in the Gang. Started off in the 60s. Never stopped. But, if you can't read, Love and Understanding. By the way, the lyrics on Love and Understanding and Come Together, if you're here for the hardcore and the metalcore and that nonsense, I'm with that. So no worries. And if you don't get in the Kool in the Gang, all good, right on. That's your cup. That's your cup of tea or not your cup of tea.
Oh, right.
But if you can't get together with the message between Love and Understanding and Come Together, it's great. This band was kind of one of the pioneers of funk that turned into disco.
Yeah.
And Hollywood Swinging's on here, and Summer Madness and Universal Sound live at the Rainbow Theatre in London, early mid-70s. I forget the year on this. It's all good. I don't have to get too deep into it. And they're all just that D-Light rainbow. I don't even think I need to pull it out. Maybe I'll do it when Schlarb's talking so I don't go too long here. But Summer Madness, which everyone should know from the Rocky. theme. You know, the Rocky soundtrack.
Man, I totally forgot about
Dude,
that.
who didn't? Yeah, that's when he was running and it gets to the top of the stairs and like
grief.
with a big shrieking horn and everything.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, dude, I totally drank eggs when I was a kid. But this has a live version that kind of almost has like a female jazz scat vocals to it, and the organ and the horns are amazing. Great live performance. So this is Cool in the Gang. One that was worth, really worth pursuing. But anyways, to you, Schlarb.
So I kind of have I mean, we've been talking about this for a little bit, but we both have 6 records. And mine, and he's sticking with one theme, and I am too, but we have 2 completely different areas. So I'm going to go back and forth. I was born and raised in South Carolina, but North Carolina hardcore has been, you know, a center of just about everything that I grew up. So being a youth group kid, I was able to listen to a lot of hardcore music as long as it was Christian, and there was a lot of Christian hardcore coming out of North Carolina. Then I got into Massachusetts hardcore, which is the last video that I did was a lot of Massachusetts hardcore. We're going to stick with a lot of those bands, but just different records. So I'm going to start with first, and what we listened to first is Massachusetts hardcore, and it's Converge, and this is just a little 7-inch. It's one song, okay? And like I had to fight for this record.
I'm blocking your face just long enough so it zooms in.
It's fine. I had to fight for this record. They didn't make many of those. Another one from Converge that I had to pre-order that took forever to get, and it was literally one song. So it was one of those that means a lot to me purely because how long I had to wait and how hard it was to get. Whenever I do this with Eric, I love going through my collection and just finding little gems like this, and this is one of those little gems that I found that, like, I waited so long for, and it's a great song. I love the song. It's called "On My Shield," which is on, golly, what record? Their next record.
You showed it the last time because it shares the same art as that with a woman's face.
No, it was a different one. It was the one with the moons on it.
Okay.
But it was one of those things that like I had to have just purely because I had to have everything Converge ever released. And it was just one of those small things. It cost me like, I don't know, $7.99.
You know what I like about this?
But it was $1. I mean, it was one song. I waited like 3 months to get.
You know what I like about this? You ever listen to the Cramps?
What?
The Cramps?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's over there. I didn't even think about it, but because you just showed this a triggered thought. I love when someone actually takes the effort where the sleeve, a lot of times, you know, 45s, there's no effort put into the sleeve. And I like that the label ties in to the jacket.
Yeah, that's old
and
school.
That's really cool. Like that Cramps I have is on the medicine label, and it's Pills label, Pills jacket.
Yeah.
But
and again, just like every other Converge record, the lead singer Jacob Bannon did all the artwork for it, and it's multi. Oh God, what's the word? He uses multimedia for each part of each record, so it's not just print, it's not just paint. He does a lot of different things, and I mean that's a big part of why I love this band is because they put so much detail into every single part of the entire record. Like even just a dumb little sleeve for a 7-inch, I mean, it says a lot about who they are, and they actually really care about the product that they're creating. So
we got this in the background, dude. So you know we don't want to pop by ye old YouTubes, but some of these segues in these songs are just killer. Speaking of segue, I'm gonna segue into the next Cool in the Gang because we don't want to go an hour. My boy and I are hanging out because he's always on daddy duty, which is admirable. And so sometimes parents' lives and plans get pushed to the back burner, and so him constantly being on daddy duty, he has yet to see Endgame. I'm thrilled to watch it a second time, especially with my friend. Yep. So we're about to go be nerds.
Yep.
Anyways, so dude, this right here, funky stuff, more funky stuff. Jungle Boogie. That's how you cut into this track. Not this track, but this album as a whole. This is back, you know. This is a legit album, man. So I mean, it's the same old. Nothing too crazy right here, man. You're gonna see a lot of replication.
Man, that's gotta be first press.
But this is an older press, man. I never really looked it up because I don't know if like Cool in the Gang.
That's gotta be with that.
Dude, I don't know if Cool in the Gang. I wonder too, because if they drop a single first, this is integrated into the album, so that'd probably be a good indicator. Yeah. So I don't know, but it's not like a first press Cool in the Gang's gonna pull a huge amount of money. This has some fingerprints on it. I've had this so long as before I was kind of anal retentive about cleaning stuff, and so this will get cleaned on the next spin. I've been listening to some Cool in the Gang today, but like I say, funky stuff, more funky stuff, and Django Boogie, Django Boogie. That's it, man. If you didn't know,
a million good songs.
Dude, they really did have a million good songs. They really did. But and they kept on going, and unfortunately, we'll get into it later. But hey, to you on the next one if you got it.
So this was one. Eric always goes after me. He was like, "Hey, when are we gonna do this?" And we do it, and I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And then I forget to look through stuff because I have 3 children and a wife, so I have a lot going on. But one I found yesterday that I totally forgot about. So we're going North Carolina. So we just did Massachusetts.
Yeah.
We're listening to is Massachusetts Converge. This is North Carolina, and this is Torch Runner.
Oh, dude.
So I bought this record in 2010 or 2011, something like that. It's a 10-inch too, which you don't see a lot of 10 inches, but the packaging's awesome.
Yeah.
They have all the lyrics, all the songs, and just look at this record, this Oreo.
So it's not really a jacket, as we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But what I like about it, it's kind of like that Converge, where it's like a smashed Oreo colorway.
Like it's such a cool freaking record, man. Like I was so pumped when I saw them. I saw them in Lexington.
Do you have a 10-inch sleeve? Does anyone ever have 10-inch sleeves though? That's what's so annoying.
Yeah, it came with it.
Okay.
Though, so they put it in there. But this kind of a doomy, chaotic hardcore band out of North Carolina. Rob Turner's the lead singer. I've known Rob for a long time. I used to own CrossFit gyms, and he owns a CrossFit gym. He's a national level weightlifter. He trains a lot of people, so I still have a lot of contact with him. So shout out to Rob Turner. He's the lead singer and bass player, and they are chaos. That might be an understatement of what this record is. This is their first release too. So I'm so glad that I have this, and I'm so glad they did a 10-inch instead of a 12.
I like that it screams.
I love it.
It screams first release because it's like pressed on 10-inch or whatever. What I like is that it's literally it's a quality construction paper.
Yeah, the texture to it.
Yeah, but there's
you can feel it.
It's a really nice texture paper, but you could feel the printing process. You could feel the texture of the ink and decal on it. And even though there's one thing it kind of screams, small press, do it yourself, but at the same time, it also screams like quality and we give a damn. Yeah. So like they're doing the most of what they can to just get out there, and I like that hardcore mentality.
Honestly, these guys are entrepreneurs. They work hard, but their passion is music, and you can really tell in just like the small things in a record. I mean, it's really cool.
Speaking of passion, my last video was about getting D's and V's via Richard Riley's request. Ran into a couple haters, man. It doesn't ruffle my feathers too much, but I'm not used to catching a thumbs down. I'm fully open. If you don't like something, if you want to throw a crack, whether it's sarcastic or direct, leave a comment. I receive it all. I'm open-minded. So instead of just being
funny.
Yeah. Instead of being a silent hater that thumbs down 8 seconds into the video, why don't you just watch it, have a good time? Other people seem to like it. But since we're talking about sex, and I just opened myself up, this is live at the Sex Machine. This is another thing. It's on D-Lite. This one actually, a lot of those D-Lite were on those, the 70s, the Dynaflex. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're the super flimsy ones you can almost fold over like a taco. This one actually right here is a nice heavy record. So another D-Lite, but live at the Sex Machine. Horns.
Where is the Sex Machine?
That's a good question, dude. I probably had that in the back of my mind if
Google.
if you didn't say because who doesn't want to hang out at the Sex Machine? It's not London because that's in my brain because the last one.
The last one.
Yeah, so now I can't get that one out of my head. But what's so cool about this? Really decent condition on the gatefold, and yeah, dude, I was like Cool in the Gang live because even their stuff that sounded more electronic or even in the '80s when they become kind of contrived pop, a lot of times they kind of riff. New Jersey. So a lot of times they're more riffy and jammy, heavier on drums, percussion, organs. Simpatico with horns and everything. So Cool in the Gang live, even when their studio albums weren't as good, I've had people of different ages say that they continuously were a good live show. But anyways,
I had to have been.
and by the way,
are they all alive?
What the?
Cool Gang?
What no, they're not, dude. Because now it's like 4 people. It used to be a huge thing.
Yeah, it used to be.
And so before you get into yours, I'm gonna pour a drink. So it's hard to date these things. I don't get way too into it, but we have a tie to Illinois. And if you see here, the address on this was Stanley's Package Shops, East Broad and Falls Street, and Augusta Road, no zip code, and the phone number, it said dial CE 9-9971 was the phone number. So no Surgeon General, no UPC. So, and then it has federal law forbids sale or reuse of this bottle. So a lot of post-prohibition, I believe this is the 1950s. But this is...
Are you kidding?
Yeah, this is not... Yeah, because you're my boy. And this is from Peoria, Illinois. Home of the Rivermen. A great place to watch hockey fights. But anyways, shout out to Irvin Park and Jeff and my friends from Illinois out here in the vinyl community. But my buddy and I are about to partake in a, I don't know, this guaranteed 60-plus-year-old rye. But, yeah.
It smells like it.
Yeah, so your boy has been known to have some oddities.
Are we shooting this?
I mean, I just got a little Italian cordial glass that they usually use for like aperitifs or whatnot. I'm gonna take this in 2 sips.
2 sips.
Yeah.
It is.
Anyways, cheers to you, sir.
Prost.
Prost. Pabst Blue Ribbon. But that's not the. If I tell you what, if you go to a hardcore show, if you don't see Pabst cans everywhere, it's only because it's a straight edge show.
That is singing.
Dude,
That's singing, man.
Mm.
That's like some of the smoothest stuff I've ever, especially for rye too.
Yeah. Rock on, man. All right, to you, bud. Where are you?
All right, back to Massachusetts. So the last time, and if anybody remembers, I showed my favorite record of all times, which is the Guns Up 7-inch. This is their first and only full length, and this was one of those records. It is as pissed can be.
I like how I'm sorry to interrupt. I like how this ties in
I know,
the outside
perfect.
where it almost looks like
yeah.
ice, and then this is just like a snowscape.
Exactly.
I like when people conceptualize and there's a plan behind it.
So Merrimack Valley, which is just king of hardcore when it comes to Boston and stuff. It's Western Massachusetts. Probably my second favorite hardcore band. But this was another one that I got on eBay that I was fighting against 3 of my friends. And I'm texting each of them being like, don't, please, let me get this record. Like, I want this record so bad. So I found that this record came out in 06. So it's been 13 years. So before really the internet was really a big damn deal. But I found out that they had a new record out from a magazine that I bought.
Oh yeah.
And it's so crazy to think that was something that we did 13 years ago.
There's this guy in the vinyl community called Vinyl Douche. We have a lot of quips back and forth in the comment thread, and we had this one long conversation where we talked about going to. I used to go to a record store because they had this. They encourage you to hang out because they had this big giant magazine section, and I remember going to like newsstands because if you went to Walmart or whatever or grocery store, you'd see like Mustangs and Fast Fords and stuff like that, or Chevy Power, but you'd have like Pontiac Power and all these weird stuff and like hardcore magazines and Wizard magazine for comic book nerds and all sorts of stuff. I could totally, completely relate to like pursuing magazines.
And I bought this, like, what stinks is I bought this record the first time, like in college when I was working at a camp in Branson, Missouri, which is hilarious. In Branson, Missouri, and I bought it in...
Freaking love it.
And I bought it in Springfield, Missouri on a day off. And I found it just randomly. I was like, I can't believe I just found this. And then I freaking left it in Missouri. So I had to buy it again on eBay a couple years later against friends. I was like, guys, I don't have anything. Like, please, let me get this record. And my 2 friends were just like, all right, that's fine. I'll let you get it. So I ended up buying it. And do you know how much I paid for this record?
How much?
So retail was what?
20?
15?
Yeah, 15?
16 bucks. I think I paid 48 bucks for it.
That's not crazy, dude. A couple years ago, I would have
$48 bucks for that record?
But what does it go for now if you can even find it though?
No, I would never sell it. So
Yeah.
I would never.
No, I'm saying,
do
you even find it though? Because like
it's probably lost value. I couldn't care less about the value. It's just purely that.
Well, so like, dude,
I have that record.
I get deeper and deeper into like weird psych and stuff like that, and it's like if you find, I know where there's a copy, and I only really like one song on the whole album, but I know where there's a copy of Elephant's Memory, first press sealed from the '60s, and it's $70. And like
does nothing for me.
No, but it's like
so weird.
It's
like,
like
it does nothing.
I am a shrink guy
because I want to listen to the record.
Yeah, I'm a shrinky guy. Yeah, but no, that's the thing I hate though is that because if that seal was split, it can go from 70 to 50 instantly, and then there's a mystery if you don't really know what the record is. So, anyways, there's no mystery in this. This is freaking god awful, and god awful, I guess, in a good way, because these bros are all, first of all, they're heavy caked up on the makeup. These bros are plastered, not drunk, plastered with makeup. They're caked up. And mustaches are reigning supreme in the 80s. Look at that. They're straight up they're wearing blouses. The jacket matches their jackets.
Blouses.
Game blouses. We got flat tops. My man's got a little Jerry curl whip going on. You can't really see it from this angle, but my man's got a shag. That's a black mullet, if you guys didn't know. And the chains are thin. The pants are silly, and this guy looks like he's like posing for a church photo. But anyways, when you get to this point, you don't even really talk about the album as much as you say this has Forever on it, and this has Holiday on it. Outside of that, I don't know if this album would ever be a start to finish spin. But just
at least you're honest,
keeping it real.
No. Am I up? So this is a very interesting album, a very interesting band. This is Young and in the Way. This is their first release. I forget the exact. I Am Not What I Am. And it's like, Eric's going to show you, like, this is kind of a wacky little record. Like, it's got a weird fold.
You know what I like about this? This is just,
stuff.
I actually really appreciate this. Because you know what this is? This is like, that's one thing I always like about the punk rock attitude. Like, if you're like, I love Henry Rollins. And it's like, so if you ever get into like the mentality of just like, we're going to cut it, we're going to make it, we're going to press it. And so this is just basically, it's a quality, you know, what could be an inner sleeve, you know, and then they put it in a paper sleeve. This is just plain black wax. There's nothing to it there.
So I was going to talk about that because it makes perfect sense for this band. Go home, or once you watch the entirety of this video, YouTube their live performance, and this makes perfect sense. This is how their record looks. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm about to say I'll give you that.
No, I got this makes perfect sense because they're all in leather, black leather, or black denim, 100% of the time. And their live performance is just crazy.
Is this a song list? Is it just 2 songs?
No, it is a full record. They do not like religion or Jesus at all, as you can tell with the upside down cross, which is a little antithetical with me. But the music is great. They're from North Carolina. They're from right down the road, and they have an incredible sound. So very doomy, very fast, almost black metal-ish. The lyrics are terrifying, and his voice is terrifying as well. But it's a perfect mishmash of that. But what's so cool is there's so many different genres in hardcore, and this is one band that everybody likes. It doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter, you know, what your favorite genre is. This is one that really takes a hold of a lot of things. So, Young and in the Way is like that name for me, like as a young kid who, I mean, I was tall and I was athletic, but I also was very different than a lot of people. And punk rock and hard music was always so welcoming. So when I hear the band young and in the way.
Yeah.
That's just how I was.
Yeah,
I was raised.
No,
man.
I totally get that.
You were young and in the way. You didn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
And heavy music was that place that just kind of let you be whoever you wanted.
And before I pause for one split second to flip record, what I liked about this, you had a train of thoughts. So I certainly don't want to interfere with that. I like that they just made it happen. Like, once again, like printing presses and making proper jackets and all that can cost so much, and just to get your music out there. I mean, this is just a, hey, can you go to Kinko's?
Look at the other side, too, though.
Yeah.
Look at the other side, too. Like, even the small thing, like, why would you even print on the other side?
Yeah, but it's cool because they realize that if we just get a piece of cardboard and we put it in like that, it works.
Yeah.
It works. And, like, there's no punk rock people who are going to be like, man, this is bullshit. That's not a real proper jacket. I wish it was a gatefold.
No,
but anyways, I'm going to pause for 1 second. I'm going to flip this Converge record. What's the name of this record again, by the way? Unloved and Weeded Out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
about right for Converge.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Pause. I'll be back in the shake of a lamb's tail. Woo! Back at it. Do your thing. Do your little business. It's my turn anyways, man.
There you go.
So, once we get at it here, I totally forgot to grab that record, dude. I'm an idiot. While I was up, I totally forgot to grab that. But so, Cool in the Gang. It's ladies' night. Tonight's night, and I guess it started. I guess by this they're trying to think of how do we make this happen? How do we make it work? How do you make it listen to the whole album? I guess this is. You get farther into it. I interrupt myself. D-Light on the blue label. Lose the Rainbow. Faded Out. Blue label. Still the same thing. It's D-Light. It's a flimsy record. It's in good condition, which is fine outside of ring wear, but. I mean, these things are everywhere, so you should be able to find them in good condition eventually for next to nothing if you actually want to listen to this nonsense. But it's ladies' night. I guess the concept would be to start off strong and end strong because it ends with too hot, baby. You better run for shelter. You better run for shade. It's too hot. That's the whole freaking song. So, that's that.
That's it?
Yeah, no, that's that. Dude. Cool in the Gang in the 80s only needs so much discussion, man. So, Live at the Sex Machine, you know what I mean? All that other stuff, back in the day. Some of the stuff I don't even have is cool. But I'm not going to start talking about 80s Kiss for a long time. But Wild and Peaceful, all that's dope. Listen to that, but...
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Back to Massachusetts, and I know... It's been 2 shows that I've been on, and I talk about Converge all the freaking time.
I talk about Judas Priest all the time. There's no harm, no foul.
I mean, Converge is just it for me. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Way to the World. I mean, this record is... And this is second pressing because I wasn't cool enough to like it when I was a kid, when I was a little bit younger. But this is second pressing. It's the commercial one I got online through Death Wish. But again, I mean, it's just a black, which I kind of actually like, just a black record.
I like that they do something with the label, though.
Jacob Ann is the artist for all of it. It is a gay, too. Record's insane. It's probably my 3rd favorite record from them. Just love the artwork, love the record. I mean, it's quintessential Converge, and that's what they're so good at. They're so consistent. Even they're pushing the limit on their sound, but there's only one Converge. So this is one of my favorites. This was another one that they did very limited production of this, so it was very hard to get. So I had to get up very early in the morning to get online and hope that I got this record because they did even less of it. In the market, so this was something I had to get for it. So I love this record. No Heroes is, in a lot of cases, a lot of people's favorite Converge record. I would disagree, but it is one of my favorite records. So I'm glad to have it. And the artwork for this is not the original artwork too. They did a different artwork for this record. So
speaking of artwork, you guys, if you guys watch me long enough, know that I collect bad album covers. And even if I didn't like Cool in the Gang, there's sometimes it's just so bad you have to have it. And the fashion, the attire on this, okay, that's pretty bad. The miscut, the patterns, whatever. I guess they're all monochromatic and lavender or whatever. Just sweaters and scarves and layers and what have you. But this right there is just.
It's terrible.
Hey.
Oh yeah, I saw it. I mean, it's terrible.
Anyways,
hey guy, tuck your shirt out.
It's emergency. They wanted that to be the big hit. By this time, it's just like, let's just machine out stuff. Delight's just cranking them out. They're just like, get in the studio, make us some money. And then, so Delight, now we got that aqua colorway with the muted rainbow again. But I guess they wanted Emergency to be a hit, and it was a quasi-hit. But the ones on this would be Cherish the Love. I'm not singing that. And then the one that I always enjoy is Guilty Pleasure. I'm not trying to listen to this album all the time, but if I was DJing, I could needle drop occasionally on She's Fresh, So Fresh, She's So Exciting, She's So Exciting to Me. Alright, for anyone here for hardcore and the rough stuff, I apologize. But I like the juxtaposition.
I love it.
The juxtapositioning of the nonsense of being all welcoming and doing a little silliness. And then I've also been accused of being so random that I don't have a theme. So I guess I'm cheating because you're showing hardcore and I'm keeping it random by doing something that's complete antithesis. But in the same sense, I kept a theme. So victory for me.
I think I had a theme too.
You had
I had Massachusetts and North Carolina.
You had a theme. But the thing is, this is your second video. I never have a theme, and I've done like 40 of these now.
Okay. So, this is honestly one of my favorite records that I own. One of my favorite bands ever. So, if you guys know North Carolina hardcore, you know Advent. Advent is from North Carolina. The lead singer, the bass player are from a band called Beloved. So if you're an old school, youth group hardcore kid, you know who Beloved is, and you know the lead singer and the bass player, Joe Mustin and Johnny Smurl. Two of my favorite guys. I've seen Advent, 15, 20 times. I know these guys personally. Great stinking people. I saw they did, we're in Greenville, South Carolina. They did one of their final shows as a band with Advent in Greenville because they loved Greenville so much. It was a killer show. They came back and decided to do a couple shows a couple years ago and decided to record a couple songs with that. So they did 4 songs on this 12-inch straight edge hardcore from North Carolina. So what's cool about this record, and you showed them the record.
Oh yeah, this is dope as hell, dude.
This record is crazy. So I bought the record. I have 3 different colorways of this record. This one right here is Friends and Family. So there is only 10, 15, 20 of these ever made. The reasoning is I bought the record when it came out, and I bought some shirts because I love these guys. Love everything about the record. This record is called Pain and Suffering, and the lead singer, Joe Mustin, who is one of my favorite people ever, his dad died, and they decided to write a new record. And this is all about dealing with pain and suffering of losing a family member and a father, somebody you love. And it's some real shit. Like it's really cool. And I know Eric has dealt with stuff like that. I mean, it's truly a terrible thing. But this is an opportunity for him to talk about all of it. So anyway, I bought the record and some T-shirts and stuff, and it never showed up. I messaged him and I said, hey, real quick, I haven't gotten my stuff. And he said, don't worry about it. I'll send it to you. And he sent me a Friends and Family. So there's only a few people that have this record right here. So it's definitely one of my favorite in the collection, just purely because I love these guys. I love everything that they stand for. Being a Christian guy and these being a Christian band, and not being assholes about it. They talk about real things that people deal with.
That closing track is killing on both sides.
Like it's tough. It's terrifying. It's dealing with things that a lot of people don't want to deal with. And
you got to deal with it too. You can't hide. You can't run. You can't hide.
You can't run. You can't hide from it. And there's so much in it. And it's only 4 songs. I mean, it's less than 20 minutes, but it means so much to me because you see a picture into somebody that is truly hurting, but truly understands that there is a way out and there is redemption to that hurt.
You know, so Schlarb, I'm gonna press pause.
Freaking love it.
I'm gonna press pause for 1 second because I don't know how we did it, but we're only at 35 minutes. We're gonna ramble. I go long. If you guys are here, you already know I go long. So I'm gonna do that for 1 second. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna be back with a little bit of a surprise I didn't think I was gonna have time for. Woo! Pause, man. You think I edited? You think I did this for real? But point shoot video. I just happened to get up, so that's the record I was talking about. I showed it in the past, but I like the same way that Converge did. I like that there was a thought and that the inner label ties directly into the outer jacket. And this is the Cramps 7-inch. So I'm about.
How old is that?
What's that?
How old is that?
Dude, this is what's so crazy about this is that this is 1994. They were like, we're still making vinyl. Screw it, and I'm with that. So I'm doing a little VCLT. One, I got a gift from my friend Beth at B-Side Records. Haven't even opened it up. It's a surprise. It's gonna be brand new on this video. I'll try to do it quickly. But also, bud, you don't know this. Like I say, I'm trying not to harp. You were a hit the last time. People liked you. Someone was like, hey, does he have his own channel? He's a dad. And he's a damn good dad. And I got a lot of respect because if a lot of people, I've seen guys knock out bros with a single punch. I've seen people, myself included, pull 700 pounds off of the earth. You know, not anymore. That's a long time ago. I'm fat. But anyways, so I've seen some pretty impressive man stuff. But like my father, one of the most impressive things he could do as a man is be a loyal husband and a dedicated dad. And my boy doesn't have time to have his own channel, and we try to hang out when we can. And so in this case, it's instead of mailing it out, this is a little VCLT to my boy. It's a gift from me to you.
What on earth?
Here, let me show it to you before you show it. We're nerds.
Yeah, you're gonna make me freaking cry.
Dude, don't cry. Because we're nerds.
Ridiculous.
We're nerds. This is a 1977 picture disc. And 1 second, I'm gonna pull it out because I'm just in front of the camera. So what I like is that you have the story of Star Wars on here, right? Which is cool, and I put it that way because it has a label and it's blue and it pops. But if you don't know,
picture disc.
It's a picture disc from 1977, and if you don't know, you'll see it before they do.
Are you kidding?
This is the way it's gonna get displayed, because Darth Vader, if he's not in your top 5 baddest baddies that ever bad in a movie, Darth Vader, baby. But so yeah, I found this recently, and I thought about you.
I can't even believe that they did something like that long ago.
So
let me see the record.
You're good, bud. But so while you ogle that, I'm gonna open up this Beth B-Side Records gift. Oh, that's not cool. I couldn't even.
The story.
But
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. That's yours, dude. You own that. That's your record.
Dude, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's so sweet of you.
So I'm gonna try to slide these out. We got some records here. But try not to show addresses. Yeah, watch me be an idiot.
Yeah. The actual dialogue, sound effects, and music.
Oh,
this is so nerdy. This has got to be the nerdiest record in history.
Yeah, I'm pro nerd. Like I say, we're hanging out because we're gonna go watch Thanos. But okay, this is super sweet. Oh, that's super nice. Wow, dude, that's so freaking cool, man.
What is it?
She probably heard me yap in the background. One of my videos. This is more American Graffiti. This is a sequel. I love the American Graffiti movies. I absolutely freaking love them. When I was a kid, John Milner and Bob Falfa. Bob Falfa was Han Solo. Yeah. This was his first movie, which was also a George Lucas movie. The American Graffiti movies were. Yeah. And so one had a 55 Chevy and one the other had a 32 Ford. And it's bittersweet because there's John Milner right there. And what I liked about these movies when I was a kid, that they were fun and they were light, but they hit you with some truth at the very end. It kind of scrolls on what happened in their lives, and it kind of made me appreciate when I was a kid how special life was, because John Milner reached success and happiness and found love, and was killed by a DUI, a drunk driver. And it's crazy how tragic life can be all of a sudden. But thank you so much, Beth. That's right up my alley. You know me. And then this is Sippy Wallace with Jim Dapaganese, Chicago Jazz Band. Women Be Wise, Up the Country Blues. I'm loosely familiar with Sippy.
Yeah, it's in our blood though, man.
Yeah,
like,
so I'm actually really looking forward to spinning this in the near future. So this is cool, man. That's really cool. Oh, that's an iconic label if there ever was one right there. Is that
also, can we
label.
talk about Ron Howard in this?
Yeah.
Can you just like
The
get
stash?
a close up?
Yeah.
To that Ron Howard.
So we
right
did
there?
the black stash earlier for Cool and the Gang. So here's a cheesy white red stash, man. But he was redheadish, right?
Yeah.
There's so many different types of redheads.
Redhead.
But and then here, Dobie Gray. I like some Dobie Gray. This is the type of thing I could totally listen to when Mom visits. So I like this. And then it's got the promo sticker on there. Infinity Records. That's something you don't see too often. But that's cool. Thank you so much, Beth. That's real nice. By the way, I'm sitting next to packages I need to ship out. I got some VCLT heading out myself. And then this right here.
Chuck Berry, baby.
You know what's crazy? She knows me
The
because
King of Kings right there.
she knows because I'd never shown Chuck Berry. And then
can't believe you haven't.
wait, that's what I'm saying. She'd already sent this in the mail before I happened to send Chuck Berry last time. So Chuck Berry was a creeper. I don't care. Look at him in that power stance right there.
That's power stance is like the most. Like,
that's a legit power stance.
the
But
perfect Chuck Berry stance right there.
and this is another one of those things where this is a soundtrack of. I had no idea, but it's got Eric Clapton, Etta James, Julian Lennon. Poor guy. His dad was not that good of a dad to him. But so
he was one of the worst people that has ever lived.
yeah, people.
People don't know that about John Lennon.
And they just quietly just like sweep it under the rug.
Sweep it under.
Sweep it under the rug. He's our hero. But this is the promo copy, and then I like that this is
It's like Bing Crosby. It's
Yeah.
like, don't worry about it.
This, but he,
We know you killed your kid. But
yeah, him and David Bowie. Oh, it's the rainbow. Him and David Bowie have my favorite Christmas song. It's the Christmas song of all time.
No
So,
question.
so yeah, super dope promo copy. And then this is one of those things that's also borderline bad album cover. So
it's terrible.
And then I have no idea what this is, and that makes it freaking awesome. Party? That's just I have no idea what this is, and
You gotta put it on.
the obscurity is what makes it so good. But it's Tutti Frutti by Sting. Bananarama's on here. Madness. Driving in my car. That's actually dope. Yeah, more Bad Manners. More Sting. Wow, this is cool, man. I'm really with this. I'm gonna listen to this. But man, oh man, that's cool. She got some pop culture nerdness over on me. I like that.
Yeah, I
and
don't
then
know anything about that.
that's super cool. I'm gonna listen to this. My boy, a gentleman in the vinyl community, Tavis, has the CD, and he's got a lovely voice, and he's a genuine good person. So I will put this in the car because that's where CDs go, and rock on. But anyways, we went random. That's what we do. So a little Cool in the Gang, a little hardcore, like what you like, and Star Wars and Marvel and nerd stuff.
Yeah, this is one of the best things I've ever got, man.
Yeah.
This truly means a lot.
Yeah, no worries, bud. No worries at all.
Mind you, I don't know if you can see the price, but it does say 50 cents on it.
You know,
I'm pretty sure he didn't pay 50 cents for it.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I totally.
I love how that's on there.
Yeah. But I was totally gonna draw. I'm glad I didn't do it because my OCD. I was actually gonna take a black Sharpie and draw black over that circle.
No.
But yeah, I don't have a frame for it. Otherwise, I would have put it in a frame.
Yeah.
But because Darth Vader goes on the wall because we're nerds. Anyways, take care. God bless. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for spending almost 45 minutes with us, dude. Perfectly timed. Look, we're actually good at this. So everyone,
literally just ended.
one little hard thing after I say God bless and all that, and I had a smooth ending. Anyone who complains, you're just in my home. Thanks for hanging out. There's a chair right there. That's where you'd be if you lived around my way. So we hung out for one record. Thanks for hanging out for one record with me and my boy Dave Schlarb.